During the first 5 games of the 2000 Western Conference Finals, Shaquille O'Neal outscored Kobe Bryant in the fourth quarter, 51-11. The Lakers, going into Game 6, had a 5-game winning streak. The Lakers were ahead 3-2 going into Game 6, and were of course poised to win the series. This was of course Shaq's MVP season. He had the most dominant season by a center in many years, and one of the greatest seasons by a center in NBA history. But in Game 6, something peculiar happened. The Trailblazers started to use Scottie Pippen to close out on Shaq as he turned in towards the basket. So when he would get the ball on either post, Scottie, who would generally kind of float off of his man at the top of the key, he would crash down on a Shaq, and so Shaq would be forced to give up the ball or take a bad shot or whatnot. During the next 2 games, Kobe would outscore Shaq in the fourth quarter, 21-13. And of course, we know what unfolded. Portland won game 6, and the Lakers came back to win Game 7. But I want you to think about something. This was Shaq's MVP season, and after losing Game 6, the Lakers fell down 15 points going into the fourth quarter of Game 7. They were on their way to losing that series. And then they went away from Shaq and gave the ball to Kobe, who had scored 33 points in Game 6 and was having a good game in Game 7. Of course, we know that the Lakers had that legendary 15-point comeback and went on to win the NBA championship. Now, that series was, for all intents and purposes, the real NBA Finals. Like I said, Shaq wins his MVP, and in the first 5 games, he outscores Kobe Bryant 51-11 in the fourth quarter. Okay. After that, after Game 6, and in the fourth quarter of the next 2 Western Conference Finals, Kobe would outscore Shaq 117-68. So the next successive seasons Western Conference Finals, both of which were for all intents and purposes, the real NBA Finals. In other words, in both of these series, the winner was going to be heavily favored against the Eastern Conference champion. In the fourth quarter, with the game on the line, Kobe outscored Shaq 117-68. Okay? So I tried to explain to somebody that Kobe essentially became the team's best player in that Game 6 of that conference finals in 2000. And this is what I mean. The power dynamic on the team necessarily had to change because the Lakers were on their way to losing yet again. Remember, they had lost in 99 and in 98 and in 97, all under Shaq's leadership. Okay? But then Kobe developed. Okay? So, with that said, I want to ask a question. Okay? Well, before I ask the question, I also want to mention Kobe Bryant led the 2000 to 2002 Los Angeles Lakers in clutch scoring in both the regular season and the playoffs, all 3 seasons. Okay? So with the games on the line, when they were playing a good team and it was a close game, Kobe led the team, led Shaq in clutch scoring all 3 seasons in both the playoffs and the regular season. So I want to ask a question. Imagine a scenario wherein you are playing the best team in the league with the whole season on the line. It's clutch time, 5 minutes to go. You're the coach, and you start giving the ball to the second best player on your team. Make that make sense. You're playing the recent NBA champion San Antonio Spurs. You're playing the Portland Trail Blazers, who second best team in the league. Okay? You're playing the Sacramento Kings, second best team in the league. Okay? And it's the 4th quarter. You've got to win this game. I want you to imagine the scenario. And I'm not talking about just a last shot. I'm not talking about a John Paxson last shot. I'm talking about clutch time. And you turn to the second best player on the team and say, "Hey guy, lead us home." Just so you know, during the conference finals of the Milwaukee Bucks championship run, Giannis was the leading scorer in the 4th quarter. Okay? During the conference finals and the finals, rather, when the Bucks won the NBA championship. Because the example a lot of people are going to bring up is, oh, well, what about Chris Middleton? No, Chris Middleton shares the closing with Giannis. But Giannis is the best player on that team, and it shows up even in the 4th quarter, even in clutch time. Okay?